Look, I have been speaking out against this global warming / climate change hoax literally over 30 years. I posted an article from 1989 on the Patriot Uprising page today. It's been over 30 years that I've been calling this out as an anti-science hoax. But it's worse than a hoax. It's the greatest heist in history. Literally trillions of dollars have been diverted from the public funds into private pockets. Al Gore, many NGOs, the Obamas, the Clintons, always follow the money. Literally trillions of dollars have been stolen from taxpayers around the globe in Western societies in order to pay for this hoax. Because again, it's not a hoax, it's a theft, it's a heist. It's the greatest heist in history. It's not about the climate, it's not about the environment. How do we know this? Because the air and the water are cleaner in the United States now than at any time since the Industrial Revolution. But, my Flint, Michigan. Yeah, a corrupt Democrat diverted funds that were intended to maintain and repair the drinking water system in Flint, Michigan into his own pocket. That's why the drinking water is not potable in Flint, Michigan. Democrat corruption. Show me one city, one, anywhere in the United States, show me one city that has had Democrat control for 20 years or more that isn't an absolute nightmare to live in. Just one. Even New York City. You know, people out in America that have never been to New York and are convinced that they never want to, even though they'd love it, if they got to spend a week or a weekend there with me. Even New York City, that brings us Humpty Lumpty, that brings us AOC, that brings us Chuck Schumer. Even New York City has been smart enough to have Republican mayors almost all of the last 30 years. Rudy Giuliani came in 1994 after the Dinkins debacle, and we had Rudy Giuliani. We had Michael Bloomberg, who, even though not a traditional Republican, was a heck of a lot better than Warren Wilhelm. And if you don't think that New York has learned its lesson with Warren Wilhelm, you've got another think coming. Because say what you will about New Yorkers, they're not stupid. They know how to take care of things so that it works out better for themselves in the end. And that's what we need to be doing. Now, I won't brook any criticism of Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg is as much a victim in all of this as the taxpayers who have been robbed with this climate change heist. Greta Thunberg, for those that don't know, and apparently a lot don't know because of comments I've seen on the Patriot Uprising page, a lot of people don't realize she has Asperger's. She's an extremely high-functioning, highly verbal Asperger's child. She has OCD. She has anxiety. She has had an eating disorder. I do not blame Greta for her histrionic meltdown at the United Nations today. I blame the United Nations for inviting her. I blame Bill and Melinda Gates and George Soros for funding her. And I blame, most of all, her Antifa fascist parents. They are pure feckin' evil. They are using her to advance their political agenda for their own financial and power purposes, because it's not about global warming. It's about global government. These people are lining their pockets and seeking power over the rest of us because they know better. Guess what? No, they don't. These people claim that listening to the science, that ice caps expand and contract in response to solar activity, which they do because we see the same exact patterns on Mars as we do on Earth. And the last time I checked, there weren't any SUVs on Mars. Although I would be willing to send Al Gore and all the SUV caravans in which he travels to Mars on a one-way ticket so that we could study the problem. It's a hoax and it's a heist, and they are using a developmentally disabled little girl as their ventriloquist dummy. There's nothing sicker or more evil than that. But these people will scruple at nothing. Meanwhile, the president strode into the UN today and, like a boss, said the United States speaks clearly against religious persecution worldwide. That's taking the moral high ground. Not sending a 16-year-old Asperger's girl out screeching that her childhood has been stolen from her. Greta, yes, your childhood has been stolen from you. And if you want to know who stole it, just look at Mummy and Dottie. Because I guarantee you, they have been telling you bedtime horror stories instead of bedtime stories. The people who are charged with protecting you, with calming your fears and anxieties, have done nothing more than use you as a little wind-up toy to further their ends, both financially and politically. It's disgusting, it is child abuse, and it should be actionable. Unfortunately, we patriots are in the same position as Greta. Greta declared today that we're not going to let you get away with this. Like, well, that's what we've been saying for years now to the Clintons, to the Obamas, to the Comey, Clapper, McCabe, Strzok, Page, Orr, and Crow-Brennan man crimes. The Loretta Lynch crimes. The Sotoro Bunel crimes. We are thirsting for justice, and unless something dramatically different happens, we're not going to get it. Trey Gowdy came out and said Comey's not going to be indicted. How James Comey cannot be indicted for his crimes is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. These people have committed crimes. We all know what crimes they've committed. We've all seen the evidence pointing to the fact that they've committed crimes. Are they innocent until proven guilty? Absolutely. That's our system of justice. However, why can't we let a court decide? Why can't we let a jury of their peers decide whether they're guilty or evil? If everyone skates, that is a significant problem for Donald Trump next year, because I know hundreds, literally hundreds of people who will stay home next year if indictments are not handed down. I know thousands of people who will stay home next year if he signs a red flag law. I'm not as worried about the economy because I think that fears over the debt are overblown, although that needs to be addressed, but that's a second-term project as far as I'm concerned. I don't think the economy is going to crash. I don't think we're going to go into a recession as much as the Democrats want us to, because they don't care about your financial well-being. They don't care about your family's financial well-being. They only care about getting back into power. And we've seen in this Congress what a little power in the hands of duplicitous Democrats, what mischief can be done by handing duplicitous Democrats just a soupçon of power. Humpty Lumpty at judiciary. The hangry hippo. You know, this Democrat judiciary panel is beyond comprehension. We've got Humpty Lumpty, we've got the hangry hippo. It's a horror show. It's an absolute rogues gallery. One is as bad as the next. It's an absolute nightmare. And we've got Hank Johnson. And for the love of all that is good, Hank Johnson not only is on the Judiciary Committee, he is chairing the subcommittee on intellectual property in the courts. You cannot make this stuff up. Hank, I'm afraid Guam is going to tip over if we put a Marine base there. Johnson is chairing the subcommittee on intellectual property in the courts. So with all this craziness, the president must be reelected next year. And in order for that to happen, we must see indictments handed down. That's all I've got for you tonight. Magdalene Rose is going to be on her YouTube channel. You're going to want to see this show tonight. I'm not going to give you more of a teaser than that, but I strongly recommend you tune in and watch her. She is a great young girl. For all of the Greta Thunbergs out there, we've got a lot more Magdalene Roses. Please like and share this video. Periscope is not, the Periscope channel is not active anymore. The Twitter has shut me down. So please like and share this on Facebook. Please like it on YouTube. Please share the YouTube link. Please share the patriotuprising.tv link. Laura and I are getting ready for the trade show next week. This is one of my new Deplorable Dude polo shirts. Remember, until the end of the trade show, Sunday next, it's 25% off all fragrance products. Same deal that we're offering everyone at the trade show. Until next time, God bless you. God bless these United States. Keep fighting the good fight.